Welcome to the BBC, a waxcast based on collaboration, not competition. Between both cheeks is a world filled with beauty, bums, and billions of bucks. The hosts of the BBC are Luba, the badass boss bitch, creator and owner of international brands and beauty salons. Becca,
Once newbie and now experienced enforcer, she's hatched out of her egg and manages business with authority and a smile.
welcome to the BBC.
Welcome to the BBC, the big black, between both cheeks. And we're doing a live podcast oh my God, when was the last time we were even like in person doing a podcast? Never.
I've never been in person. Did you say live?
Yeah.
In the sense that we're recording
live.
it's really
It's like live, like here now.
Yes,
I guess it's
in
always
person.
live. It just seems really weird to not do it on Zoom.
Yes.
Because 2 years of Zoom. So
I've only ever edited these.
I know, now you
But
get to
I'm-
be on it. Okay. So welcome to the Bryght warehouse.
It's amazing.
Welcome to the BBC.
Yeah.
I have some very exciting guests. You guys have been asking, you send us all the DMs, you want to know all the ins and the outs. So welcome, Kat and Allie from Chippendales.
Can we wave somewhere?
Where's your sunglasses? Now you put your sunglasses on.
Right.
Our GM and the director of Chippendales. So they're the ones that know the boys. But all of you guys have the questions about.
We have no comment.
Zero. So tell me how you guys got into working with the brand.
How much time do you have?
Lots, all the time you want.
So I started when I was probably 24, 25. I did an internship because my cousin's husband was the managing partner at the time. I worked there for the summer, got the credit, left. And then I would see him at family events and he would continuously ask if I wanted to come back. And I was running a bar at the time in the city and I loved it. I wanted to do it. 4 years later, I missed the sun. So I decided I would do both because that's
Easy.
completely normal and works. It didn't. I was working from from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. and then at the bar till 4 a.m. And then but it was crazy. So he offered me a full-time position and I took it. That was 13 years ago. And after COVID, he resigned and I sort of stepped into like the director role with the board of directors as like the managing director. And here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah. So I have known this one since junior high school. Crazy. Yes, it is crazy. We weren't the best of friends then. We kind of been in different social
We were not.
No, yeah.
I wasn't
we
like
just didn't
contentious.
hang. Yeah. I was wearing combat boots and black lipstick. Kat was wearing really big hoop earrings.
very similar to the ones I have on today.
Yes, yeah, just different.
Right.
And I was once I got out of college, convinced her to move out with me. So we were 20.
I was 22. I think we were 23.
23. We're born in the
she's
same
older
year,
than
just
me.
for posterity here. Okay, March, November, same year. 83 vintage.
Careful,
Yeah.
careful.
And so we were living together for many, many years in New York City. And I was working at Walt Disney Studios, satellite office in New York, in Midtown Manhattan. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. 43rd Broadway, right where the ball drops. And I didn't know that it was kind of draining me at the time. And Kat kept saying, hey, want to move to Vegas? I think it'd be really great at this job. You know, the manager of the show, and I was like, you're
Because
crazy.
you were here already.
She was
No.
kind of going back and forth.
Okay.
I was going back and forth nonstop and I had no home anywhere. I couldn't take it anymore. They made me an offer to move out here. And I said no. And we were having a lot of managerial problems here. So I was like, go hire my roommate who's never done anything in live entertainment before. I'll do it.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay.
It
So
was like movie sales, essentially what I was doing for 15 years. And I was really looking for something different. Wanted to try my hand at managing and I just kind of wasn't going anywhere. Love Disney, love the brand, and it took kind of a weird family loss situation. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
I was kind of in the dumpster already. The ball was sort of rolling.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to stop it. And I was like, look, man, I have to say no right now. So
Wasn't sure. Now I know.
yeah, it was up
Right.
until like the last minute. I didn't know if she was gonna do it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was a weird time for me, but
And here you are.
Yeah, wouldn't change a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think it takes to be in live entertainment?
You never know what's gonna happen.
Do you love that?
Yes. Yeah. You gotta be a little bit crazy.
Agree with our friends.
Yeah.
Is because we're a little
You
bit
have to
crazy.
be a little bit nuts. I say that when we do an experience before the show.
Yeah.
It's an all access experience. And I say I used to work corporate 9 to 5 and now I work here. So I'm either really smart or really crazy, or maybe a little bit of both.
Right.
Yeah. But I do like that. I like that it's, you never know what's gonna happen. You gotta be on your toes all the time. And nothing can happen and it's still a great show and it's fun, or something crazy can happen and you're gonna have to pivot and figure it out. You know, it's this
Yeah.
versus.
Yeah, right.
I thrive in chaos.
Yeah.
I ran a bar in Manhattan
Yeah,
before this, so
correct,
it wasn't
yeah.
as though
So what's your favorite part?
of
The
the
job?
job,
Yeah,
the unpredictability. for
really?
sure.
You
Yeah,
like
I
that?
thrive in chaos.
Wow.
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah, but I think I would say almost the energy exchange with the guests.
Yeah,
And the cast for, you know, and everyone that works with us.
yeah.
Day to day. But yeah, for me, that is what it is. And I joke that it like my feet hurt less when people compliment the show, but like it's true. Like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it, you know, when people say that we're on their bucket list,
Yeah.
like that's, you know, and like comparable to Disney, obviously different demo,
Yeah,
but you know, seeing little kids go to their first movie and then having people come to Chippendales show and click it off their bucket list.
Yeah.
Like it's.
okay, so I love that you talked about the bucket list, because let's say there's someone on here that doesn't know what Chippendales is. I mean, silly, but let's say they don't. So like, can you talk about the brand and where it started and what it is?
Yeah, so it started kind of like a typical strip club situation. They ultimately realized that women were less inclined to be entertained if somebody was just naked, right? They started to create the show. I won't go into the whole history. You can watch a documentary on Hulu, that goes into all of that, but it sort of evolved into more of a production show, and the tagline was Disneyland for women. So it was, yeah. It was Disneyland for women.
Stop.
Yeah, really full circle.
Yeah, like when they built, I say I worked actually on this theater as an intern picking samples, but I wasn't officially with the company when it was built. But it was built as Disneyland for women. It was supposed to be a complex that was completely catered to women. You know, you can tell the disparaging difference in the bathrooms. If you've ever been in the men's bathroom at Chippendales, it's nice, but it's tiny. The women's bathroom is an
yeah,
experience.
Like velvet.
Yeah, yeah,
couches.
It's couches
Yeah.
and makeup stations, you know, it was really, really built to cater to women.
And the first of its kind.
Yeah, at the time it was the first of its kind, well, first of its kind at any time.
Yeah.
And now it's sort of the cast has evolved, like where it used to be, you know, because there's no competition, people didn't have TikTok, they didn't have access to dancers. You just had to be hot. You had to be
Right.
hot, you had to be nice, you know, you had to fit that Chippendales mold, but the you know, the standards have changed significantly since. So like we have more dancers on in the cast now than we've ever had. You know, there's some nights where we have more dancers than leads.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the distinction between a lead and an ensemble back in the day, the ensembles were very small. So we've sort of kind of evened out. The guys aren't as big as they used to be, but the dancers still look like men, you know.
Okay.
So it's evolved.
So what happened to the 6-pack, 6 feet, 6 feet, 6-pack? Is that still
6
in the
foot
back?
tall.
Yeah.
I mean, it is to an extent. We do make exceptions for exceptional talent,
Yeah.
you know. So when a guy walks in who's 5'10", 5'11", maybe, but he's a powerhouse on stage,
Yeah.
we'll accept it, because I think women's standards have changed, their wants
Yeah.
have changed. You know, talent makes a difference. You can't just be hot anymore.
Who came up with 6 feet, 6-pack?
I
Shut
don't-
up.
That
Of
was
course you
was
did.
our COVID thing.
No, that's been around for a long time.
I don't know.
Six
I've
feet
heard it
apart.
and I loved it. Someone said to me,
That-
"There's 2
yeah.
feet, 6 feet and 6-pack." I was like,
Yeah, 6 feet, 6-pack. It's kind of always been that way. We actually tried to create a vodka at one point that was called 6-pack.
oh my God, that would be great.
Yeah.
As long as it's Eastern Bloc, then we're good.
I
I know
mean,
this Nevada vodka. Okay, so you talked about you can't just be hot anymore.
No.
How do you find the boys? How do you scout them? Do they come to you? Do you have like open
Yes.
rehearsals?
all of the above.
Yes.
Yeah, literally.
Do you just see someone hot and you're like,
I
here's
have-
my card. I think you should be a
Literally, I
Chippendale."
have done that multiple. I've chased
Yeah.
people down in hotels, handing them my business card, and people who are just here on vacation, they're like, what is that?
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, that's, you know, you kind of have to, you know, you see a certain look,
Yeah.
even, you know, obviously you won't know until you get them on stage, but it's, you know, slide into people's
Yeah, I slide
DMs.
into DMs a lot.
You do?
Yeah.
I do. I scour Instagram, I find
Mhm.
guys, I hit them up. We
What
put in-
hashtag do you look for?
I do LVAC a lot because I want them to be local.
Oh.
Mhm.
So guys that go to the gym here generally live here, so that helps. I look at Las Vegas dancers. I mean, I just type stuff in. Sometimes during the show, you can't watch the
Mhm.
show every night. It's hard. Like I start to lose, perception of it. So I sit on my phone a lot and yeah,
Scout.
and it creepily slide into there. That's how I got chased.
Yeah.
Get out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, what's been one of the craziest stories on how you found someone or where you found someone?
Dio walked into the boutique.
Stop.
Yeah. Looking for a job.
Mhm.
And our boutique manager was like, you gotta come see this guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
And
booked
yeah.
Pat off the street of Fremont.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
Mhm.
Yeah, random, always random. And some guys just apply online, we bring them in and
Yeah.
it works out, but not
And
always.
it's, it's a look, it's the talent, and it's like a energy, like a vibe,
Yeah.
I mean, we have such a great crew now, to throw someone in that wouldn't really jive with them would really have to throw a wrench into it.
I've seen you guys really create the brand within people. So people that I really like, kind of that I met maybe at the very beginning where I didn't even think that they were a performer. I thought maybe they were just like helping out, backstage or serving drinks or whatever. And then all of a sudden, Kat's got them on the side of a building or a
Yeah.
taxi cab. And I go into the show like 3 months later and they've got like the most swagger.
Yeah.
Was there a school for that?
It's the cat school
Yeah.
of swag. I think, I
Yes.
honestly, I've seen it happen so many times and I don't get it until like she'll see it. She'll know that it's there. And I don't know if she just nurtures it or brings it out or if it's like photo shoots or how, it's amazing to me, quite frankly. Something that someone else may not have seen Cat sees.
I've learned I'm good at seeing potential. I didn't know this was a skill.
Yeah.
It's just, I can't explain it. It's not something that I could put into words really. I just feel that, the potential in somebody that they're not there yet, but I'm not, and I don't always win.
Yeah.
There have been some misses. We won't talk about those. But there's certainly less misses than there are hits.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I'm just very honest with them. That's really what it is. I don't sugarcoat anything. If they're doing something wrong, I tell them.
Mhm.
Something's awkward, I tell them. Sometimes it's harsh, but if you can take the criticism and grow from it, they start to become what a Chippendale is. And the camaraderie of the cast, like the guys obviously
Really.
help to mold them if they like them, which is why their personality is so important.
So this is what people have been asking. Do the boys get along?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like a
It-
brotherhood.
Yes.
They hang out on their days off. They go to each other's birthday parties. Yes.
And it sounds so cheesy, but it really is like a family,
It makes a huge difference.
yeah. I'm sure you've worked at other places where like they say, well, we're like a family here.
No.
Not always.
What was really incredible for me to see was that everyone returned after the pandemic, with the exception of a couple people that maybe moved away, but like everyone held out.
Yeah, there's a loyalty there that you can't.
Yeah.
can't buy.
What was that like for you guys? And talk about being in the pandemic and how things kind of started to like shift and change and sales and ticket sales, and what did that look like?
You mean since COVID?
No, like when
From-
COVID started.
Well, I remember having a conversation with our boss then, and he said, "Oh, 3 weeks, we'll be back."
Right.
Yeah.
That's the attitude I had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we all we had no idea what we were in for.
No.
And
nobody
neither
could
could
have
obviously the guys didn't either. And that was really, for me, that was the hardest part, was to not have any idea when we would come back for them,
Yeah.
because it was because of the loyalty that they have. I certainly didn't want to disappoint them, not that any of this was really in our control, but that was scary also, to have moved in August 2019 for the job here, which again, loved it. March 2020, found question
Wow.
marks all
Yeah.
around. But I think when we came back, the ticket sales were like all over the map. There was like comparing year to year was like apples to oranges. It didn't make the same thing.
So yeah, people were
Sense.
desperate for something to do.
Yeah.
So when we came out the gate, it was hot.
Right. And there was no,
It
you couldn't
still is,
compare year to
yeah.
year. It wasn't the same time.
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
And then, so everything was just left in the theater, right? You just walked out one day when they said shut down.
When we came back, that theater was a mausoleum of that day.
Literally.
The calendars were still on that day.
The clock stopped, literally the batteries went back.
Yeah.
So you guys never went back in there?
We
We
went
did.
back, yeah, once we knew that this was going to be longer than I think any of us really thought. We went back in and kind of like tied it up a little bit.
Cleared out the safe, took important
Yeah,
documents, things
yeah.
that we didn't want just sitting there,
Sure.
for an indefinite amount of time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what was it like when you reopened? How was the feeling with the boys coming back, the audience, that first show?
amazing. I mean, intense and crazy.
And we had 4 weeks
Literally,
to
this
reopen
one.
the show.
Yeah. Puts up essentially, you even added new numbers, didn't you?
Mhm.
Yeah. So
We revamped a lot.
during the pandemic, we had the guys like in dance classes, like trying to keep everybody,
Right.
together and
Yeah.
fresh and, but then once we got word, it was like, balls to the wall for lack of a better term.
Yeah, it was 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah. But
We were about to go to Europe for a
Yeah.
month.
we were like, let's just go.
Okay, wait, hold back up. We might have even cut this part out. You guys can't even come for 4 fucking days to Vancouver, but you
before we had a
were
show.
working. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah.
No, we were working and my
Got it.
relationship ended towards the end of COVID and we were like, whether or not we're gonna have money, whether or not job, who cares? Like, let's just go. When are we ever gonna have this much time off
Yeah.
together again?
We misjudged.
Yeah, we
Well,
were,
also Europe was shut down as well for a while.
Yeah.
And it was hard to get in and out of there.
right, but
so-
it was towards the end. We could have done it.
Yeah.
And then right before we booked the flights, I got the call.
Yeah.
That they wanted to come back.
Yeah.
And like everything changed at that point because my boss resigned. So
That's
like,
right.
everything was different. at
Right,
that
and it
point,
was
so.
like lightning speed ahead.
Okay, so I've seen this before where women have come up to you guys being like, how do you work with them? And people ask us all the time, how do you even work with them? How do you work with a voice? What's it like working with the
Listen,
voice?
you buy a ticket to the show, they are stunning,
Mm-hmm.
they are charming, they are talented. But when they come off that stage, they're just guys.
Yeah.
They're
And they're nice.
they're lovely. I love
Yeah,
them. They're
good
all
people,
like
absolutely.
children to me at this point.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
I keep getting older. They stay the same age. So the relationships have changed over the years.
Mhm.
It's a little bit more motherly now, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they're annoying. That's how.
Yeah, I would say
They're annoying.
Yeah, it's like a brother, like they're like our brothers, I would
Brothers.
say more than anything else.
Mhm.
Yeah. But like we growing up always had a lot of guy friends, so I think it's easier for us to kind of like
Draw the line
differentiate
in the
that.
sand.
Are you the only 2 women in the company?
No, the touring manager is also a woman.
Okay.
We
We have some women backstage.
Yeah, our tech crew
Okay.
has a lot of women. Our lighting designer is a female,
Mhm.
wardrobe, some are women.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, our board right now is very set on women running the company, which I appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense to have like a feminine energy
Mhm.
and
For
sharp
sure,
as well.
for sure. It's designed for women, right? So, or can I say that? Is that?
Not anymore, really. I mean,
I
it
know.
was designed for women, but it's certainly not anymore. It's everyone. I mean, 10% of our audience is male at this point, so.
That's why.
And growing, yeah. It's
Yeah, it
amazing.
just keeps getting better, which is
Yeah.
great.
And no matter what spectrum they land on, sexuality wise, like they come with their wives, they come with their boyfriends, Yeah.
Jake.
Oh, absolutely.
Jake loves the show.
He's the number one super fan.
He really is. It's amazing.
Let's talk about the super fans.
Okay.
What is the super?
You mean
fan?
Jake?
Yeah. Jake doesn't show up with gifts yet,
Yeah, not yet.
but I've
Yeah.
seen.
Oh,
so-
I
yeah.
mean, it would be appreciated.
The guys would love
That is
it.
a
Selfish. I meant
Mine
for us.
sometimes.
You do. You do.
I meant gifts for us.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Oh,
do.
yeah.
You do.
I don't get it. You guys get it.
Super fans. They're amazing.
Yeah.
They're amazing fans that some of them follow the show through Europe. I mean, I think it's incredible. I think so many milestone events are celebrated at this show. So we see like, a daughter, a mother, and a grandmother come together. Maybe that
Legacy of Bryght,
grandmother,
yeah.
passes.
Right.
That's a moment in time for them, so I think it holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts. So yeah, they do send gifts. We make sure the guys get them. That is true. They
Yes,
get them.
that's.
I get them.
Yeah.
And why no tipping at the show? People want to know.
So originally we did Kiss and Tip. When we
Okay.
came to Vegas, so the show, again, a lot of history. After the New York show closed down because of 9/11, they went on tour, essentially. It was a Sprinter van with a bunch of
Oh,
guys.
wow.
Yeah, there was nothing, they didn't know what to do. So they landed in Vegas. The gaming commission does not allow tipping in a show like this, but ultimately what we like about it is you can't buy their attention. So
Oh, that's so good.
Mhm. We get asked all the time, can I buy a dance for my friend?
you cannot, doesn't matter if you bought a balcony seat, a front row seat, a middle seat, your chances getting
Equal
on stage
opportunity.
is exactly the same as anyone else.
That is brilliant. I
Yeah.
never knew the truth. I like the idea of not tipping because for me, it's a classier show.
Mhm.
Mhm. I mean, that's part of it, yeah.
But
yeah.
that I never thought about that. behind it.
Yeah, I mean, some of these girls are saving up all year for these tickets, this is the event of their year.
Mm.
And then someone else walks in that's got $500 in dollar bills,
Right. Who may come once a month. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
or
It's-
who may come once, period, but that's gonna ruin the experience for the other girl who doesn't have the money to do that.
Who came up with the no? Oh, I guess because it was a gaming commission.
It
thing.
kind of happened naturally, yeah, but at the end of the day, if I was able to take tips today, I still would have.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
don't think the guys would agree.
No, of course not. Oh, well, that's for them. That's for them to sort out. Okay, I've completely like got off topic. I was being so good. Let me go back to my notes here. It was like working with the boys. Okay. When the boys snap off their underwear,
No comment.
they're not naked.
I'm not giving away trade secrets.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
You're gonna have to come to the show, scream really loud,
I
get on stage.
was on stage once out of the
Only
900 shows. Yes, because a former manager begged me to come. I was the only one in pants, apparently.
You were 50.
I was 50.
Yeah.
But when it came, I like, again, they're like, I don't even feel like they're brothers. I feel like I'm their mom.
Yes.
So it feels very weird to me, right? So I didn't look, but I want to know the trade secrets on what's.
Well, we will all
Underwear.
take that one to our grave.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I thought, I mean, this is a comment. This is a conversation off air that we're gonna have. So seriously. Okay. So as you guys know, as our listeners, we are partnered with Chippendales. We started out with wax hair removal bar and then moved into Bryght. So you've seen the boys at the beauty show, kind of walking around and stuff. Do you remember when we first met on the phone?
You and I.
Yeah.
No, you've told me the story.
Oh, I can't wait. I
I
want to
do
know.
not believe it.
Oh my God.
What
I
don't
was-
you believe?
I was,
You
wait,
were
I was
scared?
hoping, yes,
Okay.
petrified.
Did you have to hear that people are afraid of you to understand that
Look
people are
how
afraid of
nice
you?
I am. How dare you?
But I know that now, but I was shitting my pants. I was so, and it wasn't even Zoom, it was a phone call.
Yeah, no, Zoom wasn't a
Exists,
thing then.
yeah.
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 No, she's like a natural intimidation.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just like how capable she is in any realm of life. It's really annoying. Like she's really good at any game. If she's never played it before, she's really good.
Yes,
It's really-
I know.
it's really frustrating.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's definitely a thing. I
My
don't,
father.
yeah, but that's, I mean, it's a great quality to have, you know.
Okay, so you don't remember?
I really don't.
Okay, so I thought I was gonna get something from you on like, why is this woman wasting my time? Because I
No.
literally stopped the show.
I know you did,
Like,
but you know, in my defense, I didn't live here then. So
I
I was kind of sporadically in and out, and you and I had met at the
Yeah.
show here and there, but I didn't really know what the situation was. You worked more with Kristen at the time.
Yes, yeah, she's the one that, she actually said to me, because I would show up every night, night after night, and when I couldn't afford a ticket, because I was sleeping in my car,
Mm.
I would wait outside for the boys to come out, and I would be like, can you tell me like who the manager is, like how, and finally Kristen was literally, she finally said, she threw her hands up and she's like, fine, let's try, I'm tired of you coming in here. And 10 years later,
Right.
Here we are.
here we
It's
are.
10-year partnership now?
It's, I think it's close to 10 years, like 9 or 10 years, but
I remember the
yeah.
first time you and I met and fell in love.
I know. But it was a very,
Admittedly.
very different experience. I was like, let's get a massage now. This one I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, well, yeah, the relationship had definitely evolved past then, but yeah, no, I'd never met her at all. We had a fabulous brunch, and mid-brunch, she's like, do you want to get a massage? I'm like, yes, stranger.
Yes.
I would love to go get
Let's sit in a sauna
Yeah,
together.
yeah, that sounds perfect.
Celebrity guests, you guys have had tons. Will you talk about your favorite? Do you have a favorite celebrity guest?
So again, I wasn't around consistently through a lot of it. I had the most fun with Tyson and Vinny.
Yeah.
For different reasons. You know, some of them came in and were completely professional, did an excellent job, but they didn't like integrate as much. And we've had a lot of like weekend hosts and things like that. But the guys that consistently came back and were there for longer stints, you know, we got to know them really well. Those two were particularly fun and just super nice, really down to earth, easy to work with, and like just a great time. Yeah, Tyson still pops in every now and again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Tyson's
great.
so nice.
Tyson
Yeah.
came to the Alzheimer's event that I threw.
Did he?
Oh,
Yeah.
you see, like,
Yeah,
the
I mean,
news
he's
just
on-
that, yeah.
And I mean, like he walked in and like the entire restaurant, not just the group for the
Mhm.
Alzheimer's walk, but the entire, like everyone like just flocked to him.
Mhm.
And he signed autographs.
He's
and
so
like
gracious.
he was,
Yeah.
he was.
And he's like that 24/7. It doesn't
Truly.
matter if he's at an event, you're trying to walk to the store, he's signing every autograph.
That's
It's
so
really
good.
amazing. Yeah.
Who was your favorite?
I would say the same, honestly,
Yeah.
because I hadn't been around for all of them, but I did get to meet Tyson a bit, hang out with him one-on-one, and Vinny the same. I mean, just you know, you never know when you're gonna meet, you know, celebrity, especially, you know, working with them on that level and how, you know, down to earth and like a real person they're gonna be, but those two, I would say.
Niall was great too.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't spend as much time. with
Yeah,
him, but he
that's
was
right.
super cool,
Yeah, I hadn't heard that. too.
Who
Beautiful.
would
Oh, yeah,
you
stunning.
like as a guest, a celebrity guest? Who would
There's
be
not enough time.
on your list?
A long list.
A realistic one, you mean?
Right. Just not eye in the sky.
Just throw it out there.
I mean, I could name, I don't like a bazillion.
Yeah.
I told you to get that TikTok guy before he got TikTok famous.
I know it's too late. That's the thing too. You really have to think about someone who's gonna reach all the demos if possible.
Yeah.
You know, that's why Vinny's so great too.
Yeah.
We saw Ja Rule perform the other night.
Yeah.
He looked good.
Who's this?
Ja Rule.
Oh, nice.
He's
He looked
shredded.
really good. Yeah, he was shredded. I'll take him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like a Shamar Moore. If we're really.
Oh,
yeah, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he could get a couple different demos in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what was his name? Who was like a TikTok guy that I said ages ago, Taylor Hold'em or something?
Yes.
Remember? I was like,
Yeah.
you need him, Cass. Like, he looks like a child.
No.
Now, not so much.
What does he look like now?
I'll show you. Let me show you.
You know, I don't know. I'm on the fence on these TikTok guys right now. I don't know if they're gonna draw ticket sales. It's one thing to watch their
I
videos. It's
know.
quite another to book a flight to see them in person. I don't know if they have that kind of base. So we'll
That'd
test
be
it out.
interesting. Well, Taylor, if you're listening and you want to be on Chippendales, possibly, if you'd like to interview, I've got your ladies
Audition.
here. I've got your ladies here. Okay, the Netflix movie we talked about, right?
The Hulu show.
Was it Hulu?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there was a few. The Hulu was the scripted drama based on the true
Oh,
story.
yes, that one. Maybe it
Yeah.
was different in Canada. I don't know. What did you guys think about it?
But it was really well done.
Yeah, I
like
liked
From documentaries I had watched, it was pretty based on fact as well. I mean, it's all well documented too.
It was based on fact for sure. There's definitely characters that they adjusted and created. You know, I'm sure it has something to do with getting the rights to people that were still living. So I know that there are some people that were around for that time that were a little bit annoyed by it.
Really?
Yeah, but ultimately it told the story well, and I thought it was
Yeah.
really well done and
Well cast.
engaging. Yeah.
And did it draw ticket sales?
I would say I get people saying that they saw the documentary, really watched the show, and they wanted to come see what the actual
Yeah.
Chippendale show is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Who picks the cover of the calendar?
No comment.
And is there like is it like Sports Illustrated when like that comes out? Is there like a big celebration? Is there a big unveiling, reveal, like?
No, I usually just tell the guy that got it and then I announce it at the meeting. They get a little bump and pay for it.
Yeah.
But no, it's never been like a huge celebration. Maybe it should be.
Is it competitive to get it? Like, oh, I got the cover.
Yes.
Yeah, I
to
feel like
an
whoever does
extent
get
it
it
is,
definitely
yeah.
does feel a sense of pride.
Yes,
Obviously.
everybody is definitely shooting for the cover.
Right.
Okay, and this I found very interesting.
Mhm.
How far in advance do you shoot the calendars?
2 years.
It's crazy. And then you can
Yes.
imagine during the pandemic what that was like too.
Well, I put out an all-star
Yeah.
calendar during the pandemic.
Genius.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh, it was great.
That was so good.
Yeah, there was no way that was happening.
Yeah.
What is been the longest career that someone's had at Chippendales?
That's a good question.
I would have to say it's either Nathan or Rev. You know, Nathan started when he was 19, I think. And
Wow.
he ended in his 40s.
It's wild.
Amazing.
Do you think I don't know, when we were sitting up at the front the other night, I had like this whole like moment that like it really takes special people to be on stage.
Oh,
Like
yes.
I was watching some of them thinking, I was at a show once when one of the dancers, a former dancer, had passed away unexpectedly, and the guys were just about to get on stage.
Is it Nate Escamada?
There was someone in the show right now, his mother unexpectedly passed away, and he was at the show, I think that night or the night after. Like,
Right.
and you would never know. I was thinking about this sitting there, like you would never know that all this shit is happening in someone's life.
Yeah.
And they're doing 2 shows a night, like nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
It's their escape.
Yeah. And I think if you're like a
Yeah.
real performer too, right, it's like cathartic.
See, I didn't
It's-
think about that.
When they get on stage, they just,
Yeah.
all that goes away, it blacks out. It's
Right.
like
And if you
a
weren't
piece for
there,
them.
you would be, dwelling.
That's
on-
interesting, because I was sitting there thinking like, you got to show up and you have to pretend to be this person, and no one in the audience is thinking these are real people.
Right.
See what I mean? Like they're there for a good time in a show, and
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just something that was
It's
very.
anyone in hospitality has to
I
do
guess
that,
so,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Even for us, if something's going on, when I'm at the show and I have to interact, like I can't think about any of that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's almost like relief in reality, because
That's
you're not
wild.
thinking about it. Yeah.
That's wild. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Let's see, where are we? Where are we? Tour and Vegas show.
Mhm.
Difference, and do the guys have a preference? Like, is it do the tour to hopefully get to the Vegas show, or?
So it's funny you ask. It used to be that you go on tour first,
Okay.
which makes not a lot of sense, in my opinion. So now we bring them into Vegas, we train them 7 months or tour. The shows are huge, like they're performing to thousands. Whereas our theater holds 300, you know, so the logic was that if you put them on stage in front of a huge audience, it kind of builds their confidence, which it does.
Okay.
But if you're shit scared the first time you do it, it's not building anything,
Yeah.
right? So now, you know, we kind of bring the guys in here, we train them for a while, they're in the Vegas show for a little bit. And then once they're comfortable, it becomes muscle memory, then we'll try to send them on the road. And like, if they don't want to go, obviously they don't want to go, but most of them are pretty amenable. It's an amazing experience to do
Yeah.
at least once, you know, and those guys come back bigger and better. For sure.
Mhm. Oh, absolutely. You see
Oh,
huge.
wow,
ones of
really?
them. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Literally and figuratively, you know what I mean? Like they just, I don't know. I guess they just grow.
Yeah.
as performers, as people.
The road is so different that you don't have your normal life.
Right.
You are in a different venue every night. You're on your toes constantly. You have no idea what you're walking into. You know, the little problems that the Vegas cast maybe will harp on, or, you know, will throw their day off. Those guys don't have time. It's, you know, like we landed in Denmark for this last 3-week run and half the wardrobe didn't make it.
Oh my God.
Can you even? And what did they do?
They went to H&M and they
Yeah.
bought the stuff that we need. And mind you, it wasn't even, you know, it wasn't the manager has to set up the show. We have a full crew, everybody's working. So 2 of our cast members went to H&M with a budget and bought the things that we were missing, brought them back, and we did a show.
It's just,
Oh
you-
my God.
It's like Tim Gunn, you make it work.
The show goes on no matter what.
Yeah.
I do these beauty shows like 10 or 12 a year. I don't sleep the week before. I've got anxiety. You guys do this every night.
Yeah. It's not like that every night.
No,
I
and
know,
Vegas is a
but-
well-oiled machine. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
stuff
of
happens,
course.
obviously, and you have to, you know, figure it out.
What's the
but-
craziest thing that's happened? I mean, that's pretty wardrobe not showing up is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, a tour has way more of those stories because, yeah, Vegas is, you know,
Yeah.
it's pretty fluid. You know, we've had people not show up and things like
Yeah.
that, but generally, you know, the building's not on fire
Right.
usually.
Right.
So
And
it's
no one
not,
would know.
no.
And all the hundreds of times I've seen the show, never noticed anything go wrong.
It does.
Ever.
Something goes wrong all the time.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
But that's a testament to you guys on what a great job that you've done behind the scenes,
Yeah.
the women behind the scenes. that
Can't
make
let
it
them see you
happen.
sweat.
Yeah.
It's the same with the
That's-
show, you know, if you're at a show and something's going wrong,
Yeah.
at 8 o'clock, those doors are open and
Yeah.
you're ready or you're not, it's happening, you know, so you figure it out.
I mean, you've taught me a lot, but I think that in a nutshell would be the thing I take away most is that you can't let them see you sweat. So even,
Mhm.
you know, sometimes I tend to kind of wear my emotions on my sleeve or on my face, as you say,
Right.
you know, but I think I'm learning every night to kind of just, you know, no,
Yeah, I
everything's
mean,
fine.
the instinct is to panic always,
Right.
because it always seems like the show's not gonna happen, you know, that's what I was telling her in the beginning, like she would. So I can't even think of a real example, but like if something would happen, that would seem like the
Right.
show will not happen, you know, I'm
Right.
like, it's gonna happen, she's kind of, you know, I'm like, I just know. I can't tell you why, I can't tell you what is gonna change that's
Right.
gonna, you know, create a circumstance that the show will happen, but I can tell you it'll happen. And it always
Yeah,
does.
no, it really, really
Yeah.
does.
What would you say? How do I want to word this? What would people be surprised to learn about Chippendales?
I don't know.
I thought maybe that was run by women, but maybe not. Maybe that's like logical.
Maybe they'll be surprised to know it used to be run by men.
Yeah, right.
I
True.
don't know. About the guys, about the show.
Anything?
I think that probably how small it really is.
Yeah.
When you said 300 people.
I don't mean the audience because if
Behind the
you know,
scenes.
millions of people see
Oh.
the show
Yeah.
every year. So it's not about the capacity that we're reaching necessarily, but yeah, the amount of people that actually work for such a large company. You know, we span globally as 95% recognition across the globe for the brand name.
It's amazing.
you
See,
know.
and that's when I first came to Chippendales, because we were the first, or when I first came to Vegas, and I hounded Chippendales, was
Mhm.
we were the only waxing salon that was doing male intimate waxing.
Mhm.
And I wanted recognition for that. And I was like, who can I like partner with. And I remember saying to someone, because they're like, well, why? Because I was like, I'm going there every night and no one will talk to me. Like I actually paid to get photos and I made them hold t-shirts. I wasn't even in the photos. I was like, can you just hold these? And then
Marketing though,
and then
girl.
the guys were like, oh my God, we love this. And then Kristen was like down there and I'm like, so what is a good address that I can send the boys some shirts? And she was like, oh my God, lady. Okay, now
For the record, if I was there constantly,
yeah.
this would have happened soon.
Or even
Correct.
me.
One quick or the other. I'm gonna put your picture up.
Oh my God.
Don't let her
It's woman.
full
Yeah.
security.
Okay, what was I saying before this? Now I totally, so brand recognition and
Mhm.
wanting to partner is someone said to me like, well, why, like there's other strip clubs, but they called it, right? I don't consider Chippendales a strip club. But like, why don't you put a Thunder from Down Under or this or that? And I said, because there's a class associated with Chippendales and they are like the Nike of male entertainment.
Well, the same way you're
That's-
the pioneer of anal bleach, and
Right.
male intimate waxing. I mean, to me, I'm so proud to be a part of the originator of the male review.
Yeah, I invented anal bleach.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I think that says something on the branding and what they've done, right? And when I said that, people were like, oh my, yeah, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds so cheesy, but it's really part of like the cultural zeitgeist. I mean, between the cuffs and the collar, you know,
Yes.
the SNL skit, and just
Yeah,
it's
yes, that
part
lives
of-
forever,
right.
like
It's really
everyone
part
knows
of
that.
people's lifespans, you know.
Yeah.
And because we do cater to such life events as well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we're approaching 50 years.
It's insane.
Okay, what's gonna happen? When's 50 years?
What are we at now? 44, 45?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 5 or 6
years.
years. Yeah.
Big party.
It's gonna have to. We did that huge thing for the 35th.
Mhm.
It took years
Yeah,
of
half
my
a
life.
century. I mean,
Yeah.
like, that's
Yeah,
insane.
that's
It's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah, 50 years is definitely. a
You
big
literally
one.
are gonna have generations that are coming.
We do.
We
I
are
see
now,
it.
yeah.
It's so amazing. It's, you know, like when I get to interact with the guys, that's what I mean about the like the energy exchange, you know, like the grandmother and the mom, and then they bring their daughter when she's 18, you know, to come to the show because we are 18 to enter, 21 to drink. You know,
That was an infomercial. right
Yeah.
there.
just saying. A lot of people don't know that, you know, when you're 18 in Vegas, it's not a lot to do. But no, like it's amazing to me, you know, the aunts, the grandma, the mom, like it's really generational.
Mhm.
Suggestions or advice for people coming to see the show?
Don't expect anything.
It's not what you think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let go of your expectations and your inhibitions. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
all right.
So many people like that's one of the like the most feedback I get after the show. It's like it's not what it's so much more than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
And
it's so good.
yeah, I mean, like that's a huge compliment, you know.
It's so
Yeah.
good. Last question.
Mhm.
Favorite show on the Vegas Strip, not including Chippendales.
It's a toss up, I'd say, between Absent and O.
Yeah, that's a really good one. For me, I think would be it's the one I've seen multiple times and it like I think has the most memory for me, I would say. But that's I haven't, you know, I have to go out and see more. It's hard.
Yeah.
More Monday,
Wait,
Tuesday show, please.
Yeah, exactly. When you're in show business, how to go see a show. So thank you so much for joining us. It was so nice to have you guys all behind this, even though we didn't get all of the answers.
Oh my God, this one question.
I because I've got a backstory for. I'm going to tell you something. But
Well,
they
should
might
find
tell
a
me
way.
this.
Tell me the backstory now. I'll answer the question.
Okay, so I gotta see if I can find the text message. So we're shooting with the boys for some Bryght stuff next week. So I texted the group with wardrobe on what to bring, and there's gonna be just a lot of like, you know, the images of the box held
Got it.
over the area. So I wrote, I can't find it right now, but I was like, hey boys, thanks so much for helping us out with this. Please remember to bring date, location, blah, blah. Please remember to bring, you know, jeans, I can't remember, white shirts, blah, blah. And whatever that thing is that goes on your pee-pee when you take.
Did you say pee-pee?
I was like, right, this.
Next
So
time, eggplant emoji. That works.
I was like, how am I gonna write it that I don't sound like a pervert, but not like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I was like, please bring whatever goes on your pee-pee when you.
Which
take your
is
clothes off.
nothing.
Okay. It's nothing? 0? See, I didn't even get an answer. Oh my god.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why is there a samurai sword on the floor?
Oh, this is my kill.
Oh, no, I know what this is.
This is my
Oh,
kill sword.
That's right.
God.
This is my.
Do you just hold meetings with this?
Yes.
Totally
Yeah.
normal.
This is going
Is
on
it
the wall.
sharp?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's just like my.
You should know, you're in show business. You should know.
Well, I know you, so it
Yeah.
could potentially be,
Auction,
yeah.
it could be real.
yeah, I don't know.
Now you got me thinking.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we have to get
wait,
to
we gotta go
yeah.
back to this.
Yes.
Okay, so favorite shows we talked about. Those of you who are listening and cannot come to the beauty show, you can use coupon code WAX25 for a special discount to come see the show on Ticketmaster. Those of you that will be joining us at the show, some boys will be there all 3 days, so you can come get photos, autographs, come see the show, come see them live, and come meet Kat and Allie at the show. Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
And
you.
good night.